So you're just gonna need some floor space for today and a coffee if you have it. We're actually gonna start with some spine stuff. So coming onto all fours, feel free to put something under your knees if it's too much load. Kneeling. From here, we are gonna shift our bums back into our heels. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Walk the hands just in front of the knees. From here, we're gonna come into some cat-cow. So I want you to think about pushing the floor away with the hands without them moving. Tuck the chin, round the thoracic spine or the upper spine. Pull the floor into you, shoulder blades come down and back. Chest pitches forward, tuck the chin. So we're not quite looking up, we're more tucking the chin. And alternating, push the floor away, tuck the chin, roll the spine. Good, floor comes in towards you, shoulder blades down and back, putting extension through the T-spine, chest pitches forward, chin tucks. Should feel some wedging in the mid to upper back. Last one, push the floor away, tuck the chin, rolling the spine. Pull the floor into you, shoulder blades down and back, tuck the chin. Awesome, from here, because our shoulder blades are already depressed, we're pulling the floor into us, we're gonna do some neck carves. So, constant effort to pull the floor in towards you, nice tall spine, tuck the chin to the chest. You're gonna roll over the left shoulder, coming into more of that chin tuck, not extension, wrapping around to the other shoulder and back to the front. So tracing a circle, one more rep. That effort again is there to pull the floor into you. Shoulder blades are active. Awesome, we're gonna switch directions. Check in, make sure those elbows are locked out. That's one rep, we have one more. Pull that floor in. Chin tuck at the top. Good, awesome, we'll come off the feet into quadruped, so wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And then we're gonna actually replace our wrists with our elbows and put our foreheads in our forearms. From here, we are going to do the low back cat-cow. So opposite to what we did 2 exercises ago. You're gonna extend through the low back and then flex through the low back. Breathing in on the way down, breathing out as you tuck up. In through the nose, out through the nose. And 2 more. Good. Excellent. We're going to move on to hips. So back to our quadruped position, we're going to go through some hip cars. So cars standing for controlled articular rotations, a very fancy way to say circle in a controlled and slow way. So we're going to trace a circle or like a pendulum with the knee. Make sure the back is nice and flat. Heel the bum, and then the knee comes to the chest. Open the leg out to the side, and trace the heel up towards the ceiling. Rep number 2. Shallow breaths into the belly. So after 2, we're gonna reverse. Heel pinches to bum, hip extends, heel comes up to the ceiling. Then we're wrapping the knee around for our first rep. Then we have one more. Good, we're gonna take a break in between each side and do some child's pose. So knees are a little bit wider than the feet. You're gonna sit them on back, reach out with the hands. Just trying to relax in this position, so big breaths in and out through the nose. All right, come on back up to quadruped. We're gonna do the other hip. With our hip cars, to each direction. So heel to bum, knee to chest, knee opens, smooth transition, internally rotating the hip to wrap the leg around and through. Elbows are straight, coming to rep number 2. We want moderate tension with these morning mobility routines. And reverse, so keep that heel pinched, hip extends, wrapping around, tuck the tail, make sure the core is tight. That's 1, coming to number 2. Good, back in child's pose. One more time, we'll take 5 big breaths here. In through the nose, out through the nose. Let's add in a little bit of a lat stretch this time. So you're gonna reach your hands away. So I'm reaching to the left and I'm gonna lean my body to the right. Should feel some pulling in the lats or your lateral core maybe, or your armpits. Awesome, we're gonna switch sides, so reaching to the other side, then leaning away from that, reach. Some big breaths, into the nose, out to the nose. Good, pressing yourself up out of that. We're gonna come out of this position and into a half kneeling position. So this is half kneeling, also lunge. Let's take a quick coffee break. Okay, so front heel is under the front knee, back knee is under the back hip. And from here, we are going to tuck our tail. I know we've done this one before. So pull the ribs down, put extension through the hip, and then you're gonna glide your body forward without losing your tuck. I feel pulling immediately in the front of my hip here into my quad, so if you do too, then you're gonna hold there. If you need a little bit more, you can scooch forward as long as you're maintaining your pelvis tuck. Good, so we're taking big breaths in and out through the nose. Pelvis is tucked. We're gonna go ahead and take that same side arm as the hip we're stretching to reach across the body. So you're inducing a little bit of a side bend away from that side. Take a couple breaths in this new position. Good, gently come back to your starting point and we're gonna switch sides. Make sure your setup is good. Doesn't matter what the back foot's doing. Front heel under the front knee, back knee under the back hip. Tuck the tail, pull the ribs down, compressing the abdomen. And then we're searching forward, gliding to find that pull in the front of the hip, maybe into the quad. From here, we're gonna reach, side bending away from that open hip. Couple big breaths in and out through the nose. out of that. Last one we are going to do is a little bit of like a low back massage. So we're gonna lie on our backs. Hug the knees into the chest and trace little circles. Feet can be crossed or uncrossed. Circles doesn't feel good for you, feel free to go left and right. Paying attention to your breathing, trying to exclusively breathe in and out through your nose. Spend a lot of time mouth breathing, so we might as well take this 10 to 15 minutes to practice nose breathing. If you're doing circles, switch directions. All right, and we are just gonna slowly come back out of that. And that will be it for today. So thanks for joining me, everyone.